Hello and welcome to our presentation of a project titled Fire Alarm Automation over Wi-Fi. This project came about due to the fact that for the past few years it's been seen that in the houses where the fire incident occurred, most of the smoke alarm did not operate or did not even have the battery, or sometimes the battery was dead. This is due to the fact that people sometimes do not test the smoke alarm, and this is a growing issue in the aging population over 65 who usually forget to test their smoke alarm. So we propose to build a smoke alarm that have an auto test on board that can test itself and send the result to a server. So in the smoke alarm auto test, we use the smoke alarm, which is a conventional smoke alarm. In here we have a circuit that is a conventional circuit used, and the same that we're going to be using in the full funnel. We have the microcontroller that's sitting on the Arduino board. The Arduino board is the interface to program the microcontroller. We have the Wi-Fi circuit here, which does the contact between the Wi-Fi and the system. We have the UART that's sitting between the Wi-Fi and the microcontroller. The UART will then send the data from the microcontroller to the Wi-Fi, and from the Wi-Fi to the microcontroller. We have the 5-volt regulator. We have the 3-volt regulator with the LED to show that they're both working. The system will be fully powered up using the 9-volt battery, and the Wi-Fi system itself look like that. During the build, we had to design this board to adapt it to the breadboard. We did the same as well for the UART circuit. The full circuit has been designed and the PCB designed for our system, but unfortunately we couldn't finish the full PCB before the presentation due to component waiting for component. We plan to integrate the smoke alarm, this one, or the circuit in there at this point, in front and back. With SMD circuit, it should be pretty much easy to install them. On here as well, we have 3 LED, one green, blue, and the red. The green one signifies white flashing, signifies that the system is connected to the Wi-Fi. When the blue one is flashing rapidly, signifies that there's data coming onto the bus, so there's some activity on the bus. And if the red is flashing, it's possible that the system is alive, but there is no connection to the Wi-Fi. We're going to now power up our system using the 9-volt battery. When we power on the system, what we will expect is that to connect automatically to the Wi-Fi system as per program. So we then connect it, and as you can see, the LED, the blue LED did flash. At the moment, there is an issue with the Wi-Fi communication, as I failed the communication. So it could be due to many issues. It could be just that the Wi-Fi did not connect at the time. So what we do is to simply to switch it off again and power it back on again, and this time we see that the system have fully connected to the Wi-Fi. As the system has connected to Wi-Fi, we will put the fire alarm itself just on top of the the sound detector, so that the sound is directly into the microphone, so we can detect the high level. Now we design in Visual Studio the remote software that control the full test. The remote software will require the username and the password to make sure that it's only a designated person that have access. UP758875. But we say if we make a mistake, for example, then it then come with a message saying the password was wrong. So if we say no or cancel, then it close down the system. If we say yes, then it gives us the possibility to go back and change it to 75. Once that is entered, it will then request the IP address. Once you get the IP address, it will initiate a connection with the system to make sure that there's a Wi-Fi connection before we can start the test. Again, it's number. If we enter any character, it comes out with an error, so it should be a number 192.168.0. The correct IP address is 14, but let us put 12 for example, which is not the correct one, and then we run the check. It come back with the error message because the IP address is not recognized. It then suggests a list of debugging that can be done to sort out the problem, but in this case we know exactly that we put the wrong address, so we're going to put the right one. And before I validate that, I will zoom out so that we can see how the smoke alarm will then react to that. So if we then click check now, it should initiate a test to the smoke alarm, which is running now. The test will run, and then once that initiation is gone, it will then open the possibility to change the default setting. The default setting, which is one second, I think I've put one cable in the wrong place. Yeah, so the default setting, we're going to change that default setting to Monday. It is 4/18/04, say 04/19, so it gives us the time to set up everything. So 19, that is done. So we should be able to zoom out again, and then we should be able to see some test at 19. At 19 we have the test that's just gone on. So once the test is gone on, we should have the result and stored as a file, which is that one. Now it's 4/19/11, battery 877, alarm pass, so the test is passed. So we have no action in this case because the whole test have passed. The battery was okay, no comment there. We're going to now simulate a failure. We're going to first go in and make a change. In our case now, we're going to simulate the smoke alarm not pass by disconnecting the switch and see what happened. So first we go there. The IP address is still remembered, so we're going to initiate an IP address, and then we're going to then do the test at 2020 at 4:20 50 seconds. So to do that, we're going to simply disconnect the switch for the alarm. There is disconnected now. We can then confirm that and okay. So we wait at 4:20 50. The test should run, but we should not hear any sound at all. What we will see is only the blue LED flashing as it's doing right now. So once that is done, it will then generate another test certificate, which we can go in and check what that test certificate says. So that one, so it said 4:20:58, serial number, battery, the battery is good, alarm, the alarm fell, so please check the buzzer. So in this case, the alarm did fail. We're going to reconnect the alarm back in, and then we'll simulate a battery a failure. So the alarm is back in. We're going to disconnect the battery tester, which is now disconnect. We just place the smoke alarm correctly, so we're going to close that and then we'll change that again. And then again we'll initiate the test first. That will be initiated to make sure that it did work. Then we'll change the time to 22 say 30, just to give us the time to set up everything. So that is set up. We will wait now another 6 seconds and we can see what is happening. So there, the test is gone through. Now we need to check the file, which is that one. Now if I zoom a bit in, so at 4:22:38 we had the test serial number 0 reading. The battery is reading 1.3, is critical. Although the alarm passed, the tester failed. Urgently change the battery. So that's not a simulation. Another simulation we could do is trying to power off the system. The first thing that we need to do is change the setting again. So we initiate first the IP address checking as usual, and now once that is done, we're able to change. In this case it haven't worked properly, so we can just restart because it's many restarting to the system. So yeah, and then we do the checking. The IP address was missing, 192.168.0.14. So we initiate that again. Then it's happy that the IP address is gone through. We're Monday 04 55 seconds. So that is set. But now what we're going to do is to power off the full system. So the system power off. As we can see, the system is completely off and it's trying to run a test now. We see that the times come to run the test. It's been trying to run the test. What it's trying to do is keep sending for 5 times, but it still can't get it to work. It would then stop at some point and then register it as a failure. We can see the result coming sometime very soon. Yeah, so that's been recorded now. We can go in there and that will be this one. On that test record, it recorded at 4:25:38, 4:25:38 seconds. It didn't see any serial number, was not recorded, no connection. Please check the Wi-Fi. So it gives a list of debugging that can be done. As I mentioned, this system is fully Wi-Fi connected, so it's independent of any computer. To show that, we're going to power up the system back, and then during debugging, if someone is doing the debugging, the person can check a system through the Ethernet, through the web browser straight away. by just entering HTTP and there. In this case, this HTTP haven't worked, so we just have to reset the system. This is one of the difficulty with some of the web browser, depending that computer is using Windows 98, Windows XP. I can try with my computer using Windows 7 by enter HTTP 192.14. That's the one. So I can test it. I can see exactly what is happening. The alarm did fail because the smoke alarm have slipped off of the target, so it wasn't on the target. That's why it's failing on both sides. So the same, I will be guessing that this should be working at some point here, which is working really well. You can see the background, so I'm able to use any device to debug the system to find out if there's any issue with the system. So that's the end of our presentation, and thank you for watching, and hoping to get your feedback very soon. Thank you and bye.